Hi, I'm Tanisha and you're watching this video with just Tutors.com. Today we are going to learn about decimal numbers, and in this video we'll be working with dividing decimal numbers by 10, 100 and 1000. Then we'll see that how can we divide decimal numbers by whole numbers, and then we'll try to divide the decimal numbers by decimal numbers. Before we move on to the topic, let us try some warm-up questions. If you want to try the questions by yourself, you can pause the video and match your answers later. Question number 1. Split the following numbers. And the number says 345. So if we go on and partition the number, it would look like 300 add 40 add 5. And if we try to do the same for the other number, which is a decimal number, 1278.1, it would look like 1000 add 200 add 70 add 8 add 1 over 10, because that 1 is actually after the decimal and the place value is tenths. Let's come to question number 2. Circle the smallest fraction. If we want to compare the fractions, we need to equate the denominator of all of these, and then we can work out that 1 over 2 is actually the smallest fraction. Now let's move to the topic. We'll start with dividing decimal numbers by 10. So we need to remember that whenever we divide the decimal numbers, we shift the digits to the right. And in this case, we'll shift the digits by only one place because we've got only 1 0 in 10. Let's start with an example. 5.13 divided by 10. First of all, we'll put the number in a place value chart. And if you want, you can fill the blank places with a placeholder 0. Then we'll start shifting the digits one place to the right. So the units digit would come into tenths after the decimal, then tenths digit would come into the hundredths, and then hundredths digit would come to the thousands. Again, you can put the placeholders if you want. So the answer for this question would be 0.513. Let's move to the next slide, and we'll try to divide the decimal numbers by 100 this time. And because we are dividing, we'll be shifting the digits to the right. However, this time we'll shift the digits by two places because we've got 2 zeros in 100. Let's start with an example. 12.5 divided by 100. So tens place would come to tenths after the decimal. Then units place would come to hundredths after the decimal. And then tens place would come to thousands after the decimal. So the answer for this question would be 0.125. Let's try the same with the 1000. And this time we'll be shifting the digits by three places because we've got 3 zeros to the right. So the example is 7.5 divided by 1000. We'll put the number in the place value chart and then we'll shift the digits. So unit would come to thousands and tens would come to 10,000s. So the answer for this would be 0.0075. Don't forget to fill the blank spaces with the placeholders. Now let's come to this slide. We'll try to divide the decimal numbers by whole numbers. So we just need to remember that we need to keep a decimal point in the quotient right above the decimal point in the dividend. And then we can carry on the question like that for the whole numbers. So 5 does not go into 2 at all. Then we need to use the 23 altogether. 5 goes 4 times into 23 with a remainder of 3. And then we'll take the 5 down and hence it will become 35. 5 goes 7 times into 35 with 0 as a remainder. So the answer for this question is 0.47. This is how we can work out the division of decimal numbers by a whole number. Let's come to this one. And we'll try to divide the decimal numbers by decimal numbers. And the trick is to make the divisor decimal free. So first of all, change the divisor into a whole number by first shifting the decimal points to the right as much as you can. In this case, we've taken the decimal 2 places to the right. Now we need to do the exact same thing in the dividend as well. We need to again shift the decimal 2 places to the right because we've done this for the divisor. And hence the question becomes 662.5 divided by 53. And then you can carry on the question like this thing. So the answer for this question would be 12.5. Let's move on to some practice questions. If you want to try the questions by yourself, you can pause the video and match your answers later. So for question number 1, the answer would be 1.2345. For the next question, it's going to be 1.3452. For this one, it's going to be 0.1289. And for this question, we need to make the divisor decimal free, and the answer would be 8.968. And then for the last one, the answer would be 8.966. In this case, it's going to be a recurring decimal. Let's come to question number 2. A bottle had 2 liters of juice and the juice was poured into the glasses. If each glass contained 50 ml of juice, how many servings can be made out of that juice bottle? So we need to make sure that we are taking care of the units. So this is actually dividing 2000 milliliters of juice into the glasses of 50 ml each. So we can get 40 servings out of it. Thank you for watching the video. For more, please log on to justtutors.com.